Welcome in, DNVR Bets Daily. It's RK and Professor Dre, aka the Math Magician. And you know what? In a kind of weird weekend here, I'm feeling pretty chipper with the way things turned out, despite some twists and turns along the way. Welcome into the show for everyone who's with us, and happy Memorial Day.
It was a thrilling weekend.
It was a thrilling weekend. Happy Memorial Day to all of our veterans out there, all those who have served, and of course, prayers up for all those who we've lost. Andre, wow. I called this, the headline of this show is the best live event since sports ended. And I didn't ask you, I didn't consult you on that. Are you with me? Like, I'm talking about the match here, of course. Are you with me on that?
I think the UFC pay-per-view, which was in a lot of ways our first return, I think that beat this. Now, granted, I'm a bit, I'm a football guy. I need some high intensity action, and sometimes that got a little slow for me, the match. Now, part of it was after things started off with our fairway bets, I got a little cold feet, and instead of diving right back in, I kind of, I played possum to feel it out a little, and I think had I just gone feet first and jumped right back in, I might feel a little closer to you, because I know not only did we finish strong with the match bets, you also really did had a fine weekend with your in-game betting, and I commend you for that. That's the real win here.
Well, it wasn't even my in-game, honestly. It was our Eagle prop, because if you take out the Eagle prop, I went 3-5 on the weekend, and it's a whatever weekend. You're not feeling great about it. You're not feeling terrible about it. And honestly, 3 of those losses that we took were on hitting the fairway on the first hole, which we took. Well, I went ahead, speaking of live betting, I just took it all again on the second hole. I'm like, oh, they got the jitters out. Well, they went 3 for 4. So now those are canceled out. Obviously, we're trying to figure out a way that we can give out these picks so they count towards our record once we leave the show on Friday, because things come up. I was in on the KBO Saturday night. My guy Roberto Ramos hit a walk-off grand slam for the Twins. Incredible. So you're just kind of once Friday show is over, we're kind of left out to dry, which kind of sucks. Anyways, I was even there, so I felt great about that. But without divulging too much info here, I felt so confident about that Eagle prop, Andre.
I love that. Yes.
I woke up on Sunday morning, I'm putting in my bets, and I look at the Eagle prop, and I'm like, man, I cannot believe this is plus 300. This is going to happen. So I hammered it. I'll just say I hammered it. Like, I really hammered it.
That was your biggest bet of the weekend?
My biggest bet in DraftKings history.
Ryan, what are you doing? Thank God that hit, man.
My biggest bet in DraftKings history. And the second, I was so confident up until the second I pressed send. And I was like, I pressed accept bet, and then I was like, oh geez, what have I done? Like, this is still considered a 3-1 chance to happen. Like, I don't know if that was the best idea here. So anyways, we get to, oh man, I wish I could remember what hole it was.
Was it 12?
I think you're right on that. We get to hole 12.
And that was our second par 5. The first one was
third par 5.
Oh, third. And the first 2 really didn't give us many results.
No, you had remember Tiger had an eagle putt on the first one, on the first one.
Right.
And he just barely missed it. Not too close, but he had a chance.
Right.
So we get to 12, and what a freaking roller coaster hole number 12 was.
Oh my gosh.
So
almost the worst bet of the year, 3 times in a row.
Right. So off the bat, I guess you have Brady in the fairway. The thing is here, Andre, I went back and rewatched it. I rewinded, and I was like, did we miss something? Why did we think that? They didn't show one of Brady's shots. So Brady was playing so poorly that they didn't even put one of his shots on the street. You saw every shot from every other golfer except Brady. You missed one of his swings. So as far as the viewer knew, this is Brady's third shot from the fairway.
Right.
And he drains it. Everyone's seen the highlight. It's the highlight of honestly since quarantine started.
Yes, for sure.
Incredible shot.
Yeah.
And anyone who's ever played golf knows exactly what happened to Tom Brady. Your best shots come on your worst days. And so he buries it. And I'm like in a frenzy. Because at first I'm like, oh my God, what a shot. You got to be kidding me. Obviously, we're going for Tiger and Peyton to win the match. So you're kind of like, oh man, I can't believe he just – wait, what was his score there? Because I remember him being in the woods and then what happened? And I'm like, I think that was an eagle. And then even Brady is on the green. He doesn't know what he got. He's like, what was that? A 4? And they're like, yeah, it's a 4 for a 3. He's like, okay, cool. So, anyways.
It's because of the drop on his first shot?
No. I'm pretty sure he had 1 in the woods, 2 in the woods, 3 on the fairway, 4 in the cup. So
he was so bad.
He was so bad.
And yet the 2 highlights of the day come from Brady.
So first of all, that counts as an eagle on the card. So I've got to go back to the prop at this point, and I'm looking around and I'm saying, and of course it says gross score, not net score. Right. So that's out. Well, now Tiger's putting for eagle to not only win us our bet, but also to take the thunder away from Brady. And like my vibes are feeling like, he's making this. This would be so Tiger to make this. So he hits the putt. And it looks so pure. Oh, it's the whole way.
Because it's perfect.
It's a perfect putt the whole way.
It's in line, yes.
And it lips out.
Oh.
And I forgot something. This comes after Mickelson almost jars his from the fairway.
Yes.
So at this point, I'm like, I can't believe I made that stupid bet. What was I thinking? And I mean, at that point, there's 1 par 5 left on the course.
Mm-hmm.
And that par 5 is the 17th hole. Well, at that point, you don't even know if you're going to make it to 17, which was, of course, the one of the reasons probably why you got those odds.
Yep.
And shout out to Stex, who's coming in from Serbia. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. So, was the very next hole the par 4? Or was it 2 holes later?
It felt so quickly after that. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, you're right. It was such a wild roller coaster, though. I mean, it really was like, oh no. And the weather's getting bad. I was panicking before we even started, asking you, like, is this weather going to affect the fairway bet, the eagle bet? Are we in real trouble here? Because at this point, I'm really in like weekend saving mode. Because your KBO picks went a lot better than mine did. Friday night, Saturday morning, whatever. I went 1 and 3. You at least went 2 and 1. So I really needed to save things with the match. And things were not looking good at all at this point.
So we go on to hole 13. And I actually had scouted the scorecard before I made my bets. I'm like, I want to know what this is. I had the scorecard on a separate tab the whole time because I'm making live bets and you got to get them in before they tee off. So I'm like, oh, okay. We've got a long par 4 here. Or a short par 4 here. Let me go in for the fairway because someone's just going to hit an iron and lay it out. So I hadn't thought of the drivable par 4. And they get to 13. This is the drivable par 4. And the announcers say it. And like suddenly there's hope. There's spring back in my step. Because I know that Phil is going to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And my goodness. Here's the other thing. We had no idea where the hole was.
Right.
So he just rips it. It looks like it's on the tree line. And the announcers are like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like, yes. It lands 3 feet from the cup. I was hoping somehow, some way, everyone knows you can't stop a driver. It actually slowed down quite a bit on the landing, and we've got another putt for it. But then we realize it's frickin' Brady who's stinking up the whole joint, who's going to have to sink this 14-footer for us for eagle. Lo and behold.
So money.
He makes the putt. I mean, I owe him. Money, I can't believe after all of this I owe Tom Brady. But I do. He made the putt and absolutely not only salvaged the the weekend for me. I end up going 4-5, but that's a 3-1 bet, which again, I put way more than I should have on. And I come out of the weekend not just sitting pretty, but I might as well have gone undefeated for the whole last week.
Right. And I mean, I'm in the same boat despite having had a few more struggles down the weekend. And also, I must mention these, DraftKings bonuses here and there have helped me recoup a lot of losses. That's been a joy as well. But yeah, that Eagle was huge. I did make the mistake of reinvesting my winnings immediately after on a live bet for Peyton and Tiger to win the 14th hole, which did not happen. But still, it was a nice weekend. We ended with that Eagle win, and then, of course, Tiger and Peyton pulling through and getting that win on the tournament as well, which was nice.
I couldn't believe how amazing the whole thing was. Yeah. And look at this. Our boy Chris Hill says, can I throw on the shades for my heater since I bet Tiger to hit every fairway and only lost one? Tiger missed a fairway?
Okay, that was the debate we were kind of having on the Broncos pod, right? Because that's something our guy D-Line was hitting hard and having a lot of success. And you went the other way, right? You went Brady not to hit the fairway. And that's what was bringing home the bacon for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was skittish on it. I just kept being like, I'll just sprinkle a little bit because I feel like Brady's going to. But no, Tiger to hit every fairway. I mean, I can't believe he missed one. I could have sworn he hit them all. He was just absolutely dialed in. It was incredible to watch. But, okay, Andre, at least from a betting perspective, this had to have been the best best live sports event since sports stopped. And because there were so many opportunities to get in on this and that, and you were just crushing it the whole time and just live betting everything. It was so fun, so cool. And DraftKings Sportsbook comes out with the numbers last night. They say it's the most bet on golf event they've ever had. Turner comes out today and says it's the most viewed cable TV golf event in their history. So I bring this up because when you combine those two things, Andre, that means we are guaranteed to have another one of these. And not just one, but probably many. I mean, someone somewhere who's very smart right now is building a circuit. And they're saying, okay, so we've got Michael Jordan and Ricky Fowler, and we've got Dustin Johnson and Tony Romo. And they're just built because betting moves the needle and TV ratings move the needle. And this thing moved the hell out of those needles. Now, obviously, it's because we have limited viewing options right now. But I think, it's one of those things where you got people on the hook, you got them on the line, and if you put another one of these on, people will watch again, especially if you give Tiger and Peyton a chance to keep defending their crown, keep it like Jeopardy. If you win, you stay for the next one.
I like that. Though, I don't know. Does that complicate things a little?
Why?
Well, then it's you're always waiting on the champion to defend his belt. To make it more free-flowing, we could have new matchups every week.
Or you do a tournament.
Ooh, a tournament would be fun.
So
I'd love to see Romo in this.
Oh,
Romo and MJ are two guys that get me really amped to see more.
The two that really scare me are Romo and Steph Curry. Peyton Manning put together a hell of a round yesterday. True. He deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, I mean, I don't want to mean any disrespect to golfers because I'm always the person trying to pump up what athletes golfers are.
Sure.
Steph Curry, you give him a year, I think he could probably make it on the tour. Yeah. If he dedicated all of his time to golf. He has an incredibly beautiful swing and just a great short game. So he scares me. And then Romo, I think he shot 80 at the U.S. Open course a couple of years ago while it was in U.S. Open shape, which is crazy. Yeah. But this is going to be awesome. I guarantee we're going to have more of these. Everyone wants a piece of this now. And I'm really excited because from a betting perspective, it's really, really fun.
We just need live sports at times when sports are on. And we kind of devour it. Yeah.
What was that?
We just need live sports when sports are on and we just devour it.
Oh, yeah.
I almost feel like you could put it, you don't even need 4 great athletes. Just put anything.
Totally.
KBO should just schedule games in the middle of the night so they're in prime time for us.
I completely agree. I've been saying that since day one, that they actually don't have to do that. They could do it early in the morning in Korea, and that would be in prime time for us. There's no fans there. Why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah, I don't know. You got to get creative, I think.
I think they'd get better ratings in the U.S. than they do in Korea.
Probably. It's true. Yeah.
So anyways, awesome stuff. It was really fun. I cannot wait for the next one. I hope they announce it soon so we can start getting ready for it. I hope it happens soon. And honestly, even when sports do come back, this summer will be a little different because there's going to be all sorts of awesome sports happening. But in a summer where we just got baseball, give us one of these every Sunday, and I'll watch.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'd be down. Though then there's regular
there's
golf.
Real golf, so maybe give us these on Wednesdays.
That'd be kind of fun. Or maybe like the senior tour needs to do that.
Whatever it is, give us more of Peyton Manning on the golf course because he's a national treasure.
That's true.
Okay, as for the KBO, like I mentioned, the moment of the weekend, Roberto Ramos walk-off grand slam. They were down 2, down to their last out, and he hits the walk-off grand slam. That was pretty awesome. I was in on that. A little bit of a tough start for you on the Friday picks, but we moved past it.
Yeah, I lost 2 unders and an over, 1 and under. Like, no logic to it whatsoever. So I'm trying to back off total runs a little bit and regroup on KBO. Of course, two days prior, I'd gone 8-3. So, take it with a grain of salt. It comes and goes.
Yep. Obviously, our friends who gave us advice on the Bundesliga didn't have a great weekend for them. But we've got more Bundesliga tomorrow, and I know there's one pick that we're both in on, so I'll talk about that one first, and then you can talk about the rest of your picks for Bundesliga. You've got Borussia Dortmund against Bayern München.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right. Bayern München. I don't know. Munich. There's lots of different ways to say it. Anyways, that is obviously the 2 best teams in the league.
We haven't had a world-class matchup like this in a long time.
Right. This is real, like best of the best, elite athletes going at it, and high stakes too. If this was America, there's no playoffs in most of these soccer leagues, but if this was America, this would be, you'd say this is big time. It's a playoff game.
It's essentially... Think of it as old school college football before we really had the rankings and the playoffs. This is like that week 12 matchup where CU's ranked 15, Nebraska's ranked 1, or Auburn's ranked 5 and Alabama's ranked 3, And it's really like this. It's not technically a playoff game, but it might as well be.
Exactly.
Because this is going to be a huge this will determine the future of the league. And if you're taking Dortmund, which we like the value there, you can also take the futures and take Dortmund to win the league because you're going to get really nice odds. I think between the 2 bets, you're getting like a plus 750 or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. And our guy, Chris Hill, comes in and says this is the Barcelona Madrid of the Bundesliga or the Man U Man City of the Premier League. So, man, I'm really excited for this, and I'm all over Dortmund in this one. I mean, I know our friends over in Germany from the Cover 2 podcast, they're Bayern fans, but the value on this, you're getting a plus 265 on the underdog here. And again, you're talking about the 2 best teams in the league. Now, Bayern has pretty much been controlling the league from the start here. But
8 titles in a row, too.
You're talking rivalry game. Rivalry game always evens things out. High stakes playoff style format, that always evens things out. The value here is just way, way too good to go any other way, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, look, Munich is by far the favorite here, but Dortmund has been a much better team since that January window. They're one of the few teams that has enough pedigree to really stand up to them. And Bayern have had their moments this season where they haven't always been super stable. I don't know that it's one of those undefeatable Bayern teams that we've seen in years past. I don't think they're the best they've been in this 8 years in a row of titles. If there was ever a team to kind of try to catch them on an upset, This might be the time. So I like that value, though. Of course, it's a plus 260. So there's admittedly plenty of risk going into this.
Yeah, and obviously, the one thing to always keep in mind when you're betting soccer is that tie is in play. Tie is not a push. Tie is something you have to bet on. It's plus 325 here. Heck, I might go ahead and sprinkle that as well, and give yourself double the chance.
DK you can take just win or loss, and tie is a push.
Right, it's called.
You do have that option.
You go. It says game parentheses regular time, or it says draw equals no bet regular time. And if you want that, then you go Dortmund plus 180. Still pretty darn good value there if you want to take the tie out, where you just get your money back, obviously, if there's a tie. So just something to keep in mind. You always got to kind of know how these sports work when it comes to that stuff. All right, what else you got for us on Bundesliga? We need a big bounce back.
Yeah, I think Wolfsburg might be really nice value at plus 335 against Leverkusen. Leverkusen has been the better team, but Wolfsburg's been, you look at the table, they're not too far off. You're not talking about a team that's completely outmatched. It's technically on the road, but with no fans, are you maybe getting a little more value for a road team there? And our guys from Mönchengladbach are a nice minus 143. I think that's some decent value as well. They're playing one of the cellar dwellers of the league as well. I got to say, Hoffenheim last week, it was a 1-1. We didn't get that money line win, but they dominate possession. They outshoot Patterson, 7-2 shots on goal, 17-12 total shots, completely dominated, just couldn't get it in the net. It was a down scoring day last weekend, but I expect the tick up. That's how these things go, like the KBO. Sometimes it goes down, it'll come back up.
I'm just laughing because you called Paderborn Patterson, which is like the most bastardized Americanization of that German side.
Yeah, what can I swear that years of like trying to keep 400 names for each NFL draft class straight has completely just like molded I'm like name blind now. I can't. I'm calling Joe Brady, Joe Barry. I'm just like a senile old man when it comes to names. So
you've shoved too many names into your brain.
That's right.
Okay, so is that what you got for us? Those are the picks for.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Though, if you want to get on Bundesliga, tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. You already had a nice thing. Yes, you already had a long weekend, but guess what? Pretty much everyone's working from home right now. So extend the weekend till about 1 p.m. tomorrow, and you've got awesome sports to really finish off the extra long weekend, which is exciting. Okay, that leaves us with our last order of business, which, as always, is KBO picks for this evening.
Yeah.
I will lead us off, Dre. Give me Kiwoom Heroes plus 1.5 against the Dinos tonight. I kind of think they're going to win, but I am scared of giving away points because I got burned on it last week. So I'll give up some juice to save myself in case this thing goes to extra innings. And then, I pretty much guarantee myself a win there. I'll take the plus 1.5 from Kiwoom.
You're taking the Heroes plus 1.5.
Plus 1.5. Yep.
I thought you said you weren't doing the lines anymore, but I guess those were always minus 1.5.
Yes, exactly. What I'm not doing is giving away stuff that the book is giving to me, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't want to give away. They're giving me runs. I'll take the runs. If I can keep the runs, I'm keeping the runs.
So you're our resident favorites better, which I know already 3 weeks of us hanging out is kind of changing you because, boy, when you win a plus 300, there's nothing better in the world. Now, I have two favorites I really like, but they're heavy favorites in the KBO.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm surprised we're even getting this kind of like minus 200 on the Dinos and Bears. I like those games. Now, you just went against the Dinos, so maybe you like taking the Heroes on the money line because that What are they? They're also a plus 200 on the money line.
No, you never get quite as much juice on the underdog. It's plus 160.
Okay, I mean decent, but right, not on fire. I mean, do we even count these? The Bears to me isn't even good value. Like it's too far up. But
My
the
whole
Dinos
thing
where
was
it's minus 210, will you allow it?
no.
And how do you feel? Like we're at odds here.
So real quick, my rule that I have mentioned a couple times, I'm not just making this up on the fly, that I have mentioned on this is you can't take anything over minus 200.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
But
so you got to give the 1.5 if you want the Dinos.
Yeah, I'll take the 1.5.
All right, he's giving the 1.5.
You give me the 1.5. Yeah, we need to have more like in game stuff like this, I suggest. Okay. Fine. I'll take, instead of the money line, I'm taking the Dinos minus 1.5.
Okay.
I do like the KT Wiz money line. Our genius colleague AJ Hafley was pointing out that chartinghockey.ca, they do amazing advanced stats on hockey. They have some good KBO stats in there too. Just kind of a pet project for a great statistic man, kind of a man cut from our own cloth. And the KT Wiz are one of those teams that have had kind of a bad run of luck. If you look at their performance, they should have more wins. So I'm taking the KT Wiz money line. I like those. I like that right here. KT Wiz playing the Kia Tigers in this one. The Wiz's pitcher, Beijay Seong, is 1-0 with a 0.89 ERA too.
All
so
right.
I like that.
All right.
Good value on that money line.
Yeah, that's minus 143. You're not giving up much there.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. The other one I like here is Lotte Giants money line. They're kind of an up and down team here, but I think the Lions are bad enough that they'll get the best of them here, even though they're giving up 162. So minus 162, I'll take that. And then those are my three for the night. That Doosan game, it intrigues me.
Against the Wyverns, yep.
If I wasn't playing safe here where I don't give away runs, then I would probably hit that 1.5, but I got to stick to my new strategy here, so I'm going to stay away from that one. Those are my three picks. Heroes getting the 1.5, Giants money line, and KT Wiz money line. I love how you call them the KT Wiz. It's the only one that you do that with.
The things I do, there's no rhyme or reason to it anymore, RK.
Because I think I actually don't know this. We should research this. All the other teams. So where does their sponsor end and their team name begin? Are they the Wiz? Are they the Wiz Suwon, or are they the Suwon?
These are questions for people that know more than I do. Okay, so we are at odds with the Dinos Heroes, both taking the points there. I love that. You mentioned Bears Wyverns. I have a new rule for myself. I need to take at least one KBO over every night because there's always some juicy overs. I just need to find them. And I'm taking my nightly overs, Bears Wyverns. I think I'm not doing a good enough job picking on the Wyverns, and the Bears are always in shootouts. So I just love that matchup. And back to my Wiz pick, I am also taking the under on Wiz Tigers.
All right, there we go. Those are the KBO picks for the night.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling really good about this slate. So KBO tonight, and I'm super excited about that Dortmund game in the morning. They're gonna make us some Tom Brady-esque cash tomorrow.
Let's hope, baby. Let's hope.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight on DNVR Bets Daily. Again, shout out to all the vets, all the active duty military, and we're definitely thinking of all those who were lost. So thank you guys for tuning in with us on your Memorial Day, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. As you guys know, we're working with DraftKings Sportsbook, so make sure you download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use the code DNVR when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And of course, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.